12 rounds for the vacant WBO International Welterweight and the legacy of two great fighters. President Francisco Paco Valcarce, Supervisor Leon Banoncillo Jr. The score is 1 victory apiece tonight. We complete the trilogy. Once and for all, we find out quién es el más macho. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing white with purple and gold. When he stepped on the scale, he weighed in at an official 146 1/2 pounds. This perennial fight of the year candidate enters the ring with a stellar professional record of 33 victories against 1 lone defeat, 1 bout even, 13 KOs, and 1 no contest. Forged in the heat of the dirty desert, Palm Springs, California, the 5-time world champion, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley. Across the ring in the red corner, he enters wearing Pinoy red, white, blue, and gold. On the scale, he weighed in at an official 145 1/2 pounds. He rose from extreme poverty to become a global icon. And he set a record 10 world titles in 8 different divisions. If this happens to be his final bout as a professional, he leaves us with a record of 57 victories, with only 6 losses, 2 bouts even, 38 of those victories coming by way of KO. The humble warrior from Sarangani Province, the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
So the stage is set. We want to say hello to all our viewers all over the world. Rich just got a text from Paul Upham down in Australia, so I want to say hello to all our Aussie boxing fans. I'll be down there for the Jeff Horn fight in a couple of weeks. We look forward to Jeff Horn and Randall Bailey doing battle. But this one is now the WBO welterweight international fight.
I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Tony Weeks with a final instruction. Again, 10-point must scoring system. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. The fighter cannot be saved with the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. This is fight 3, the legacy fight.
Much has been made. In fact, much of the promotion has been built around the battle of the trainers. Teddy Atlas against Freddie Roach. But those 2 trainers have exited the ring, and so now it's really mano a mano, Bradley and Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao in the white with the blue and gold on either side of his trunks, and Tim in white with purple. Tim, of course, has to deal with the fact that Manny's a southpaw, leads with his right hand. Bradley is going to be much more cerebral. In the second fight, all he wanted to do was throw the knockout punch. He never thought he could get a decision. In this one, Teddy has him working to a fight plan that they think that they found some weaknesses in Manny Pacquiao's armor. We'll find out. Nobody's taken command so far.
And we'll also wait to see what kind of power Manny throws his right hand with after having surgery on the shoulder following the Mayweather fight. And he said, you know, I felt good for the first 3 rounds. I thought everything was okay, and then it felt like my arm fell off.
Yeah, said it went completely numb, as if he didn't feel any of the punches from that round forward.
And it was operated on. We all saw the surgical scar in the right shoulder. But everything has been great. This time he did a lot of swimming to give that shoulder a lot of in the ocean. Had to get through with just touching the chin that time. Boy, Bradley really looks quick on his feet, doesn't he? And that's all part of Teddy's training. You remember I talked about in the last fight, one thing that stood out was the way he was able to step around against Rios, and he's able to do it in this fight as well.
Well, that'll be interesting because I don't think I've ever seen a fighter who came at you from so many different angles as Manny Pacquiao. I mean, to me, he's one of the most unusual fighters of all time at a championship level because of those crazy angles that he will throw punches from. I've seen him on at least 2 or 3 occasions actually wind up behind his opponent.
Every fighter I've ever talked to in a post-fight interview that has lost to Manny Pacquiao says he just hits you with shots that you cannot see coming. There's no way to prepare. There's no one sparring partner that can emulate what Manny Pacquiao does in the ring. You need about 3 different sparring partners to do what he does. So we'll see how Teddy has Tim prepared.
Well, with 43 seconds to go in this round, not a lot between them, and this is what I expected, is a lot of close rounds in this fight. Tim gets a little shot to the body as Manny came in.
And we could very well see a lot of these extremely difficult rounds to score.
And this is one of those, and this is exactly what I expected. And there's a lot of these that can be controversy against. Now here comes the bell to end the first round of the fight, and I didn't see anything.
Round moving lateral too close. You got to be a little farther out. You know what I mean? So he can't catch on the way out with that right hook. All right? And look, I want you to make things happen. Don't wait for things to happen. Make them happen. You can use your jabs. You can drag them in. Be the ocean. Control him. You can drag him in. He's looking to lean in every once in a while. So use that jab at the right distance. Step out. He'll reach in.
Teddy talking about distance and making sure that he gets out far enough before he resets and comes back in again.
Key comment there, I thought, don't wait for things to happen.
Make
things happen.
Yeah. All right, we move to round 2. Colonel Bob Sheridan here, Rich Marotta, Christina Poncher, Manny Pacquiao in there with the gold trim on his trunks, and Tim Bradley with the gold and maroon on his trunks. Red, white, and blue shoes on Manny Pacquiao, as if I need to tell you who's who is.
Teddy's talked about the log in the ocean. It's been a theme written about many times leading up to this fight, and he did say in that corner to Tim, be the ocean, be the ocean. So perhaps alluding to the fact that he wants him to keep moving around and make Manny stand still, being the log, and maybe Tim being the ocean. But we will know after the fight. That's how it's finally. It won't be a big secret anymore.
Come on, hands free, hands free.
There's another minute gone, and no difference.
Looks like Manny was saying something in Tim's ear right there and winked. Oh.
Nice job of Bradley getting off when Pacquiao came in that time. Real chess match, huh, Rich?
Yes, it is, and neither man is able to make something happen. Yeah.
Manny comes in, Tim uses nice defense. He came and tried to get back outside like Teddy asked him to do. Caught him with a shot on the inside.
Cool little trick by Tim Bradley.
Hard body shot by Tim.
Now Tim's starting to fight very effectively.
Uppercut. When Manny pulls out, he's trying to, that's the second time I've seen him execute that uppercut. Well, Bradley having a good second round here. Manny short with his shots because of Bradley's quickness on his feet.
And in case those of you who weren't around for Christina's earlier talk about the odds in this fight, they took them down a little bit. Manny Pacquiao just over a 2-to-1 favorite in this fight, but they're pretty close.
And that's a lot to do with the fact that there's a huge Filipino contingency here that lives in Las Vegas. But in reality, this fight is a lot closer than that. Enough to give him the round, though. I think very closely.
Okay? Make him do what you want him to do. Don't stand in front that long.
Seconds out.
Get off the
Let's go, let's go.
Teddy, of course, much more
Let's go, Teddy.
high-strung than is Freddie.
If they get in a desperate situation, we could see Teddy turn to his psychological tricks in the corner. He's very good at that. He knows how to coax the best out of a fighter in the corner.
Prides himself on being a teacher.
Right, and he's giving real solid boxing advice right
Yes.
now. That's all he needs. He's not utilizing the other stuff at this point. But if things get desperate, he could go to them.
You know, kind of when you take a look at Teddy and Freddie, it was kind of the way Emmanuel Stewart was with his fighters, as opposed to Angelo Dundee, who would teach and get excited. And Emmanuel was just a cool, calm, collected guy all the time. Been loaded up that left hand. Missed with the right. Manny comes in, catches him. Manny caught him coming in, and Bradley countered him with an uppercut going back out. Yeah, I can see that Teddy wants Bradley to catch him going back out. Not quite in position to do it that time. Jim slipped over there.
He really doesn't want him standing in front of Pacquiao too long, though.
That goes back to what you say, that this guy is such an unusual fighter, and he moves, and he can hit you from any angle, and then being a southpaw on top of that makes it very difficult to see everything that Manny's doing. I noticed he shook out his right hand. That's the shoulder that was in you before.
Well, I found it fascinating that Tim Bradley says he feels like he has the cheat sheet to Manny Pacquiao. He said that in several interviews this week. Said it's like you've taken the test and you have all the answers. He's gone 24 rounds. He's watched tape after tape, him and Teddy study, but you know, it's hard to say you can have a cheat sheet to Manny Pacquiao, someone that's so dynamic of a fighter.
You can know what to do, but then be able to execute it on fight night, and that's what it's all about. And for Tim, it's just concentration. But this is a different Timothy Bradley than we saw in the second fight, where he was all about trying to land the big power shot. He really boxes very, very well in this fight.
Well, barring no injuries, I think that was the game plan in the second fight, but after he tore his calf, I believe it was the 4th round, he just tried to land that home run shot. So maybe we'll get a healthy 12 rounds out of Tim Bradley in this fight.
See the way he stayed on that shoulder that time, so Manny couldn't hit him. Stayed right in there, kept his chest right on his shoulder. Seems like he may have a cheat sheet to what Manny Pacquiao does. The things that Tim is doing is not by accident.
You know, both fighters are showing some defensive prowess that they're not really known for in this fight. They're making the other guys miss.
Enjoy ba kayo sa laban? Labanan natin.
I'll never forget that heartbreaking scene of Jinky in the corner after the Marquez loss in the knockout.
There were two people that didn't see that punch. Me and Manny.
Steal the car!
Marquez is...
Steal the car! When he's out there making those movements,
Well, here comes the psychological stuff.
Touch on him. Get off, and then make him reach for you. Get off and make him be late. Make him be late.
Make him be late, get off, make him be late.
Neither fighter has seized control of the fight, though.
No.
No.
I thought the first round was too close to call. I thought Manny won the second round. Third round, very, very close, and Timothy got that one.
Bradley felt that one of his big advantages for this fight was not blowing up between fights, that he actually came to camp at only 165 pounds, which is far less than when he normally starts. So he didn't have to run that much. He didn't have to do so much work on just losing weight like he normally was, and he was able to concentrate on the finer points and the nuances of fighting with Manny Pacquiao.
You folks just take a look at the bodies of both of these fighters, and you know that they came here ready to fight. Jim trying to pressure Manny a little bit more here. Makes him miss. Tim landed the jab, and there's a counter punch by Manny. Those two punches blocked by Timothy Bradley. He gets the right hand through. Manny gets right back. Lands
press the action. I mean, he talked about it this week, about having something to prove and wanting to put on a good show for the fans. He knows that the fans were disappointed after the result of his last fight. So I look for him to pick up the intensity as this fight goes on.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the result, but the fact that the fight really never materialized against Mayweather.
This is already a better fight because, you know, Mayweather fights that way, and it's his way of winning. But Bradley's come here to fight, to box, and so is Manny. I think Manny's having his best round of the fight so far here in the 4th round.
You see it when he starts those flurries too, Manny, and he starts jumping up and down almost, and he's on the balls of his feet, right in front, moving forward. And that's when he starts with those flurries.
That's his adrenaline flow, Rich, as you well know. Bradley continues to feint to the outside. Manny coming in with the right hand.
He wants to counter so bad. I'm sure he's watched that Marquez tape a couple times.
He's again.
These guys are this close to landing the big one.
Landing onto that one. See, this is something else.
I think Pacquiao's having a very good round here.
I do too.
And I think Tim might get an earful when he gets back to his corner.
You think? Definitely the clearest round to score, I think, so far of the fight.
Tim Bradley in mid-ring took out his mouthpiece there and started talking to him.
You didn't get to see it, but we saw it. A lot of animation from Teddy Atlas with Timothy Bradley. Here we go, round number 5. The Colonel Bob Sheridan, Rich Murata, Christina Poncha, Manny Pacquiao. He's got the gold on the one side of his trunks, right trunks with the gold up top. Tim has got the purple and primarily white trunks. Desert Storm in the front of his trunks. Bradley's got the white gloves. Manny Pacquiao's got the red gloves. In case you've been under a boxing rock someplace, you don't know these guys. You know them now, anyway. Bradley jumping in there, ignited a little bit by what Teddy had to say. Manny gets a straight left hand through, which is a power shot to his southbound. Flipped him on the way out that time. Manny's in second gear now. Bradley trying to time the right hand to get you coming in. That left hand down. Missed it. You hear the crowd's reaction. They like what they see. Got us fight now.
Yeah, Bradley tried to use a chopping right at that time.
Windmill with that one. Well, short with a jab. Continuing to circle around to his left to both fighters. Didn't get set. Nothing landed then. Good defense by Manny Pacquiao.
But Tim's got to keep throwing like that if he's trying to outpoint Manny Pacquiao. He can't always let Manny be first in the exchanges.
And Teddy doesn't want to let him be first at all.
So, Manny hasn't done a lot in this round. Offensively, he's been following Tim around.
Could have caught him with an uppercut coming in. A little bit of an exchange there. Who gets the best of nobody really.
I think Bradley's having much the better of himself in this round.
I do. I agree with you. People checking Bradley. Blocks those punches from Manny. Catches him with a right hand. Catches him with another right hand. Manny threw a lot of punches, but nothing landed. Crowd really into it now.
It's starting to get emotional in here.
Yeah. This is really good stuff now.
Caught Bradley clear.
Pacquiao got him that time, that straight left. That was a little of the old Manny.
Yeah, and that's his power shot. But I still don't think that straight left hand is enough to give Manny Pacquiao this round. He catches him with the uppercut. So that makes it a close round at the end.
He said, no, it was nothing. But he did land in that round. That was a good left, and that lifted the right foot of Pacquiao up off of the canvas. Later on in the round, things continued to warm up. The two really warming to the task. An excellent left hook there by Bradley. But at the end of the round, it was Pacquiao that came on and was landing the cleaner shots. And you see that beautiful straight left by Manny Pacquiao. Terrific round, Colonel.
You never said who you thought had that round. It's a tough one.
Well, I would give that round to Tim Bradley.
I would too, but I think the judges could be splitting.
Yeah.
And there's so much emotion in here.
Go ahead, Rich.
That, the fans can have a big influence here. And the bigger fan contingent is with Pacquiao.
Although there was a chant in that last round for Bradley as well. So, we got all of that to consider. What's going through the minds of Dave Moretti, Bert Clements, and Steve Weisfeld. This is round 6, scheduled for 12. WBO Welterweight International Championship on the line. Not a world title, but you wouldn't know it from the reaction of the crowd.
I think win or lose tonight, really Pacquiao just really wants to have a great performance and an exciting fight. He doesn't want the last memory of him in the ring to be that Mayweather performance.
That's for sure.
Well, he's already beyond that right now. Still, the chess match continues. Feigning. Halfway through this round, there's no clear winner to this point in this round.
Well, I was saying all week that I thought that this third fight would be the best fight. That doesn't mean it's because it's going to have the most action, but it's been the most even fight through 6 of the 3 so far.
Forget the first time I saw Manny Pacquiao was right in this ring in a fight that very few people expected him to win against a guy by the name of Ledwaba, Lelo Ledwaba, who was a world champion and was considered kind of a beast at the time. And I remember that day, this was over a decade ago, seeing Freddie Roach and saying, hey, you might want to keep an eye on this kid I've got going tonight, Manny Pacquiao. He's pretty good. I think you'll like him. And I kind of laughed it off because I thought Ledwaba was fantastic and would easily beat Manny Pacquiao. But that was the beginning of a long, fantastic journey for Manny Pacquiao here in championship fights in America and here in Las Vegas in particular.
The first Pacquiao fight I did, I couldn't even pronounce his name. nobody had heard of him. And Bruce McTavish, the Hall of Fame referee from the Philippines, called me and said, hey, Colonel, learn to pronounce his name. He's going to be they're going to split. I'm not scoring them 10-10 because I'm the judges. But I just wanted you to know that it's headed towards that situation that could be something if the fight continues this way as we start the second half of the fight. Nobody has taken command. I get Bradley slightly out in front, maybe. That helps you.
Well, and everything that Pacquiao does, the crowd goes crazy. Even if they don't land, and the judges here have to hear that too. So you just hope that they are completely tuned out to the crowd and just zoned in on what's happening, because we're talking, we're looking at our notes, we're looking back. We don't see everything that they should see, and we still have it so close.
The American Network, by the way, has Pacquiao out in front by 59-55. So I'll give you an idea how that would mean that they've given the first and the 6th round to Pacquiao. Those are 2 rounds I couldn't make up my mind on. minute 30 seconds last round. Then lands a flipping left hand. Manny trying to get that straight right hand down the middle, and especially the straight left hand. That's his power shot. Bradley doubles with the jab, then comes inside. Nothing big lands. Manny touches the jab.
It was a good jab landed by Pacquiao. I don't think he's jabbed real well tonight. This fight taking place here, obviously, in early April as compared to previous Pacquiao fights at this time of the year were always in May, but he's running for the Senate, and the election is May the 9th. I think he's kind of hoping of getting a win here tonight, Colonel, and hoping that might mean a few votes for him.
Well, I know that that's why you want to have the fight with plenty of time to go back and campaign, but right now he's got all the campaigning in hand. Bradley get hit, and referee,
it's a knockdown.
Is it a knockdown? Yes! He's counting it as a knockdown. There was a punch in the end of it, so Tony Weeks got it right. And that changes things in a hurry on the score sheet. It wasn't a big shot, but it was enough to get Tim Bradley off balance. And it's a 10-8 round for Pacquiao.
Enjoy ba kayo sa laban?
See it again here now.
He lands that right.
And the right
just behind the ear, yeah.
And then he pushed him. He was kind of off balance. He pushed him down, and Tony, as the
there is the punch.
Again.
There is the punch there. Here it comes. Right there. That
yeah.
one.
Yeah. And
it's already a knockdown, Colonel, even before he pushed him because his gloves were touching the canvas.
Anything but the bottoms of your shoes touch the canvas. It's a knockdown.
Although it didn't look like Bradley was hurt by the punch, his gloves touched the canvas. That has to be considered a knockdown.
Yeah, and I think he knew that because he didn't argue the point.
Tony Weeks is a referee, doesn't make many mistakes, I'll tell you that. He's right on top of it. Oh, it was a knockdown for the reasons both Christine and Rich, of course, mentioned to you. Concentrate so much here on this fight. Pacquiao doing a nice job now countering this guy.
Now Bradley is in a position where he's likely behind in this fight. And you just wonder if that's going to play with his mind at all as well.
Even with the close rounds in the fight, I've got Pacquiao ahead in the fight now. Kim trying to pressure a little bit more. Digs underneath that elbow of Manny Pacquiao to the left side of his body.
Pacquiao was swinging with a home run punch there.
Manny looks a lot more confident now after that knockdown because he knows he picked up an extra point there. And besides, at that point in that round, there wasn't a lot separating in that round either. Tim Lang caught him pretty good and put Manny back in his heels. Manny forcing the fight right now. He's coming forward all the time. Tim holds him off with the jab. Pacquiao at 37 years of age, still very quick. Hands and feet.
Yeah, you saw the hand speed right there. Manny, who's had some of the most electrifying hand speed of the last quarter century in boxing. Bradley's digging now.
Yeah, he is.
Those are hard punches.
Really attacking. Really forcing the fight now. That Pacquiao was cruising, and now Tim's right back in his ring.
Manny's saying something to him, too. I think he likes it. And the fans sure like it.
These guys are the best of friends outside the ring. There's a lot involved, money-wise and politically, for Manny. Now the cheers go big time for Manny.
Stop, stop, stop.
Look at that hand speed. Pacquiao.
Look, that's a lot of consecutive punches that Bradley threw.
It's in our history. Go out there now.
Let's go, let's go.
Rich, I didn't ask you. Did you thought that flurry by Bradley was enough?
I think it might have been. It was a pretty electrifying 30 seconds there by Bradley.
All right, we move to round number 9 here. The Colonel Bob Sheridan, Rich Ferrara, Christina Pogba, his Bradley on the assault now. Wants to pick up where he left off in that last minute of that last round.
You know, I think Bradley came in here wanting to box, and that's how he started the fight. He wanted to fight the kind of fight that he fought against Juan Manuel Marquez. The problem is that nobody comes forward and gives you that kind of aggression that Pacquiao does. So eventually you're forced into a fight, and that's what's happened, and he's kind of answering that.
I got Manny a couple points out in front unofficially, and we'll see. There's a minute gone, and there's nothing between the two of them here. Two shot punches by Pacquiao. Bradley trying to get more aggressive, landing more power shots. Nice move, sliding to his left, sets up. Wants to land the right hand in the worst way. Goes with the jab, Manny picks it off.
Sometimes you wonder if Tim's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, because he says, look, I can be the tough guy in the ring, but in this fight I want to be the smartest guy in the ring. But you've got to fight Manny Pacquiao at some point. And he's more than willing to do it.
Couple of decent punches by Tim. Oh, he gets dropped again. Gets hit with a light left hand, and it knocks him back and down. Wow, how about that? Down in the 7th, down in the 9th.
Now with Pacquiao, who told us yesterday, I still have the killer instinct. Will he unleash it?
Well, he's got to do that now. Pacquiao picked up 4 points in those 2 rounds.
That was like a slow motion knockdown and somersault.
It didn't look like it was that heavy until Tim somersaulted back. So the momentum, but
We have not seen a knockout from Manny Pacquiao in a long, long time. And the fans are so anxious for that.
this is something else right now. How do you like it, folks? Bradley's been down twice. You saw the head bounce, too. I mean, clearly.
Now Bradley is put in the position of, I've got to go for it.
He's got to put his ears back now and just...
Well, you can tell he came back to the corner shaking his head, disappointed, like, I've been here before.
Well, he's got to flat out attack this guy right now. Throw caution to the wind. He's too far behind in the fight right now. I get him at least 4 points behind in the fight with 3 rounds to go. So Bradley...
Yeah, I think Manny's pretty well sealed it as far as this gets to a decision, unless Bradley can score a knockdown himself or 2.
He scores it 2, then we're back to the controversy again. But so far, he hasn't been able to land the big shot to Pacquiao. I've got an 88-84 right now in favor of Pacquiao.
Some of these two guys fought 30 rounds before there was a knockdown between them, and now they've had 2 knockdowns in the last 3 rounds.
Unbelievable. Pacquiao showing just how great he truly is, because Tim Bradley couldn't have been more prepared for this fight. And this Pacquiao with another right-hand shot that caught Tim on the inside.
Well, now it's almost like the game plan that Tim had to box in the beginning has to go out the window.
Yeah, of course, but you have to be able to adjust in boxing. And Bradley can do it. The thing that's worrisome is that in his most precarious moments, they have come in the late stages of fights against Jesse Vargas, against Ruslan Provodnikov.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's no quitting Tim Bradley either. He's got to know he needs a knockdown or two here. There's only a minute to go in the 10th round. And it's not unlike him to just open up.
That's only going to happen if he starts throwing punches. The time is just ticking away.
Manny trots after him.
Instead of really answering back, it looks to me like Bradley is trying to get himself back together in this round. He's taken that tack.
That may well be, Rich. And that could be just as important. I guess flipped again with a decent left hand. Remember, that left hand that Manny hit you with is his power shot.
That first left hand in the last round that came about 10 seconds before the knockdown ended up high in the head. And that's the one that bothers your equilibrium.
Yeah. Pacquiao outboxing him in this round, and you might be right that Tim is trying to get his head clear. That makes it almost...
No, over. Get off your shots, but get off fast and get out fast. You understand? Here it is.
Let's get out real
and let me see you pop shot with that right hand.
Throw his right hand, that's what he wants him to do, and then get out of there. But get off first. Well,
he wants to land that Juan Manuel Marquez right hand.
He sure does. He even used the word pot shot in the corner.
Here we go, round 11. It's championship time here. Pacquiao comfortably out in front in this fight, at least a 98-93 is what I have it. And it's, don't forget, we had a couple close rounds. If the judges gave those to Pacquiao, and they well could have, it's a lot further apart than that. Sit here with all the excitement of this fight. You just wait, man, I want to see Bradley do something just to make it a little bit more interesting down the wire. Both of these guys very likable.
Bradley a little more active now, throwing out the jab, trying to start things off with a good quick jab of his if he can.
He's got to land the powerful right hand to try to drop Manny, though.
Come on, Brad.
Even with a knockdown, if our scores were official, he's not back in the fight. To go in the 11th round.
Well, off of what I've seen so far, and the fight still has 4 minutes, I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao retire.
I don't either, because he looks terrific tonight against just a top condition Tim Bradley.
I mean, why? He's fighting a terrific fight. He's still got much of his skills, speed, and obviously still has some power as well.
Well, the speed is certainly there, both hands and foot speed, so I don't want to see him retire either, but becoming a senator in the Philippines is what's important in his life for the next few months anyway. I'm sure Bob Arum wants him to come back.
think he's got to stand there and punch and hope that lightning strikes.
Her face.
It spells nothing but disappointment.
To the left.
It's tough, manager and wife, you know, sitting there and you're looking at your fighter and your husband.
Do not be thrown away in counties, but be aggressive off the side. Off the side. And I need to see right hands. All right, punch out on the right position.
Well,
Tim's got to swing for the fences as we approach what might be the final round of a legendary, one of the all-time greats, Manny Pacquiao.
they almost congratulate each other. You don't see that too often in the boxing ring where they kind of hug each other. They not only touch gloves in the final round, they kind of hug each other. And Tim has got to be very disappointed. And Pacquiao's got to be very, very pleased. This is why he's an 8th division, 10-time world champion.
And sometimes fighters just have your number. And I just think Manny Pacquiao has Tim Bradley's number.
Like Ken Norton always caused problems for Muhammad Ali. We're in the 12th and final round here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the MGM Grand. Colonel Bob Sheridan here. On with Christina Pontrin, my man Rich Morata.
Bradley landed that good right there. Manny kind of walked into it. Bradley's hoping that's a start of some kind of miraculous comeback here in this last round.
Well, he's got about 2 minutes, and that's it. Big left hook misses. All Manny has to do is just jab him out. It's not his style. He'll finish strong. Something about fighters. Halfway through the final round, and Tim hasn't been able to land any sort of big blow. And it's very difficult because Manny's up at his toes, bouncing around, slides down to the right. Now he knows how to tie him up. There is a desperation with Tim Bradley right now, approaching 1 minute remaining.
I wouldn't be surprised if Freddie Roach told Manny before the round, because they're friends and they respect each other outside the ring. Don't feel sorry for him. I've heard Freddie say that to him in fights. It's your job, Manny, to knock him out.
Goes with that left hand power shot, doesn't catch Timothy. Tim's got about 50 seconds to try and pull a miracle upset here.
To me, it looks like Tim's mentally checked out already. I kind of felt that way since the 10th round. And if Manny Pacquiao can try to finish, I'm sure it would make everybody really happy. At least everybody in the red corner.
25 seconds to go. Tim needs desperation now. It's desperation time. He pounds Pacquiao, he's bent over. Manny sort of celebrates a little bit. Tim stays right on him. Manny stays away 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 seconds. There'll be no knockout. Bradley gets caught between the ropes. Manny comes in, and this is at the last few seconds of Pacquiao's career. If so, he put on a brilliant performance tonight against Tim Bradley. I scored at 118, 111, but it could be something, you know, maybe as low as 109 to 120. Who knows?
Saw that abrasion that Pacquiao suffered during the course of the fight.
Okay, Rich, take it away with the summary of this fight.
Okay, it was a very interesting fight there. You saw that right hand and the left hand that Bradley did some damage with. But of course, during the course of the fight, the two big knockdowns that were scored by Manny Pacquiao meant the difference. It turned into an action fight at times. Here late in the fight, it was Bradley trying to make things happen. And there you saw the first knockdown of the fight. And then the second knockdown, which was much more definitive and resulted in that slow somersault. And Manny Pacquiao, we believe, if this is indeed his finale, has ended his career in the win column.
Well, if this indeed is his final performance, he went out fantastically well. Lupe Contreras is standing by, and we'll have the final particulars. Again, I scored at 118-111 in favor of Manny Pacquiao. I expect the judges might have it a little wider because of the 2 10-round ball that he had. Here's Lupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing a total of 36 rounds between these 2 legendary fighters, once again we go to the scorecard to determine a winner. All 3 judges turned in identical scorecards of 116 to 110. For the winner, by way of unanimous decision, and now the WBO International Welterweight Champion from the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
All 3 judges had at one point different really than what we had.